Hi, I'm Hannah Guthrie. I'm the vendor specialist on the VMware team here at Arrow.
Hi, Hannah. My name is Steve Horobin. I'm the manager of the Modern Data Center practice here at Arrow.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask you, if you were talking to someone who is either thinking about starting the private cloud journey or is midway through, what piece of advice would you give them for starting this?
Wow, good question. Thinking your private cloud journey, I guess the important thing is, as anybody that will be thinking about starting any kind of IT process or IT migration, is preparation. So if you don't spend that time and investigate your current applications, investigate the operating environments that they require, prioritizing your applications in terms of migrations, preparation is key. You absolutely need to understand what the business requires from you as an IT manager in moving your applications around. So in this instance, we're talking about moving from public cloud into private cloud. We're looking at moving to something like VMware VCF, VMware Private Cloud Foundation. So when we're moving to that, you need to look at some sort of tools, utilities, and I know VMware have an excellent tool, the Private Cloud Maturity and Optimization package. So we can use that tool to investigate what clients currently have, look at their direction, look at the strategy, look at the overall applications, and then see what it's going to be necessary for them to undertake to move from a public cloud migration to a VCF private cloud installation. So I think those tools provide a framework that people can then follow because it structures your migration. So rather than worrying about how am I going to do this, am I going to do it on day one, fingers crossed and hope for the best, it's going to run, of course it will. It won't, it'll be a mess. But if you can put some sort of framework around it, then you know what step one is, you know what step two is, you know what step three is, and you can follow them all through. And you always get go, no go points, and you can go back and review things and see whether you are making the right decisions, see whether the networking with NSX is going to be good for you, which naturally it will, see whether the storage on vSAN is going to be the best thing for you, which it will. So you're building together your compute, your storage, your networking, but then the application migration as well, and you're putting that on last to make sure that you're moving from your public cloud environment that you know works into a private cloud environment that you own and manage, and you have it as a self-contained kind of mini data center. So I think there's a lot to do in terms of preparation. If you started down the cloud migration, you've already started to move out of public cloud, you're going into a private cloud. Naturally, you've made the sensible decision, you're moving to VMware, you're going to go VCF 9. So you started down that process already, you started to build your own environment. So you already started to prepare yourself for the final migration of your applications. So again, that's a very sensible approach. You've made the decision, you're putting your hardware in, you're putting VCF 9 onto that. Now it's a matter of getting the applications down. So again, do you lift and shift the application as it is? If you're moving from VMware in the cloud down to VMware in a private cloud, it's a simple virtual machine migration. It's very straightforward. But there's a lot of other things you need to start and think about. Continue to do what you're doing, continue down the approach you're taking, move your applications and your data over, you have a great working environment. It also may then start to raise further questions about applications that you're moving. Are they old applications? Is the operating system no longer supported in the new environment? So all those things need to come into play, and hopefully you've done the prep so your process is going smoothly. But at the end of the day, then you may start and consider new applications for competitiveness for the client, where they want to have that ability to step ahead of some of their competitors by offering that application agility. And that's where things like Kubernetes are going to come into it. So if you have modern application development and design capabilities, putting applications into containers, having the Kubernetes and the Helm and Docker environments, then that again is a complete shift. But if you have the environment in place with VMware, you have VCF 9, you have the Kubernetes interface as well, then you've done the foundation, you've got the capabilities there to be able to take the applications as they are, modernize applications, and give the organization a very fluid environment for future development, and kind of maintaining that competitive position, which obviously every customer is trying to do. So I think there's a lot can be done. If you're making the step and you're going to go, use the tools, utilities that are available, the PCMO, start and develop your framework and follow that through. If you're already halfway through doing it, fantastic, you've made the decision, you're moving to VCF 9, brilliant, exactly what VMware want to do. You can then implement all the necessary features and functionality that brings for you, and you're creating a very stable, practical environment with the future development capabilities. So, two good ways of looking at it. Excellent. Yeah, good question.
Perfect, thanks. And to follow on from that, if you were going to summarise private cloud in one word or one sentence, how would you describe it?
Well, a friend of mine I spoke to a few weeks ago, there's only one answer to that. VMware VCF 9. Yeah, that's where you've got to go. Latest features, latest functionality, latest developments, NSX networking, vSAN storage technology, Kubernetes capabilities, security built in. So it gives you all the environment that you need, all those features and functionalities that just makes you feel safe and comfortable. It's from a single vendor, it's all highly integrated. That would make me very happy. But that's not one sentence, but you get the idea.
Perfect, thank you.
Pleasure.